everyone, it's May the 21st and it's Parish Noticeboard time. This is the last Parish Noticeboard you will see on this channel because after today it is going to be retired. Now that might come as a bit of a shock to some of you who haven't seen my emergency parish meeting I called earlier this week, but I will explain all in this episode. Let's get the formalities out of the way first anyway. Just treat this as a normal Parish Noticeboard episode to begin with. We are in a cemetery. So where do you think this cemetery is? I will turn the camera around to give you a bit of a clue, but I don't think, to be honest with you, you're going to get much in the way of a clue in this one because we're sort of sat in front of a massive green space where there was some headstones originally, but they've been removed to create this open ground where dogs get a lot of exercise.
And the cemetery is undergoing a renaissance at the moment.
Yes, this cemetery is indeed undergoing some renovation. So there will be a video out about this cemetery soon, which Nikki will have filmed, a Mrs. TVI episode. So do look out for that. If you know where this cemetery is, then comment your answer down below. Now there wasn't an episode last week, so for last week's answer I can't really give you one, but I can give you the answer from 2 weeks ago. Well done if you said RINGSTEAD, which is in Norfolk. I was in the RINGSTEAD chalk pit on RINGSTEAD Downs, and that episode is going to be coming out in a wee while. It'll be quite a while actually, because it was the last one on that sort of South Lincolnshire North Norfolk trip, so it'll be a good few weeks away just yet. But yeah, it was RINGSTEAD, and a few people got that, which I was a bit surprised about. But then again, I guess Kings Lynn and West Norfolk is kind of a touristy area in some small sort of capacity. So yeah, that's where I was. So the big issue then, why is this the last Parish Noticeboard I will ever do? Well, if you haven't seen my emergency parish meeting, which I called earlier this week, it will be linked in the end screen. It will also be linked in the description, so you can go and watch it for the full story. But the potted version is basically that I had to make a decision about my future doing this, and it was kind of enforced thanks to something that happened at my workplace. The upshot of it is that I've got to thin down a few things, and the Parish Noticeboard is going to be retired. In place of it, there will be a couple more lives every month. So it's not effectively this sort of news update, which is what this is not going to be
weekly.
No, it's not going to go completely. It's just going to be in a different format. And we thought between us, didn't we, that this probably takes up a bit too much of our time to try and make these every week. And
with
so
a live you make it as you go.
Yeah, with a live you just basically do it as you feel. So the massive change here is that you will see 2 live streams every month. There'll be one on the first Monday of every month as normal, and then there'll be one on the third Monday of every month, and they're going to be half an hour each. So yeah, you'll still see us, just in a different style.
Yeah, and they'll be at 7 to 7:30 in an evening as well, on a Monday evening. Also, just as a quick note to those parish meetings, they may be subject to change dependent on family matters, because as well as running the channel, obviously we're parents as well, so family life does take precedent, and occasionally we may have to pull or move to a different day. If that's the case, then do bear with.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's probably a good way to sum it up, actually.
Yeah. And I think the thing is now, I mean, with the events that happened last week, I think really the upshot of it is that now we're jumping in with both feet on this channel, aren't we?
Well, we're trying to.
No, there's no try. There's only can or cannot, there is no try. Is it Yoda that said that?
I think was it do or do not, there is no try.
Yeah,
something
so
like
we're
that.
going to do, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I kind of know that from the Big Bang Theory. I think there was a quote on there that I think one of them said that in one of the episodes. So
anyway, that's what we're doing.
I digress. That's what we're doing. Yes, 2 live streams instead of the Parish Noticeboard. That is the biggest of a series of changes. And you'll notice I said a series of changes there because there are going to be a few others. Now, one of the things you're going to see differently is the fact that the channel's going to have more shorts. I'm not going to explain what a short is because I'm pretty sure if you're on YouTube you know what a short is, so I'm not going to delve into that, and I have made a couple before in the past.
No, it's easy to explain. They're sort of 60-second or less short vignettes, aren't they?
Pretty much, yeah. You're going to see at least one of them every week on the channel now, and the content of them will vary depending on where I am and what I'm doing, but certainly one you definitely will see every week will be where I'm explaining where I'm going in the coming week. So I'd have my phone in front of me, for example, right here, and I'd be saying, this week I'm going to such and such a place. And while we're on that subject, I may as well tell you where I'm going next week. I'll be heading up into North East Lincolnshire and East Lindsey, sort of border region between the two. And I'll be going to Humberston, New Waltham, Ludborough, Wycombe Cadby and Binbrook, so 5 in total. That'll be an interesting day out on the wolds there, so yeah, look out for them next week. Now the other changes that I'm going to be making are sort of mainly admin stuff, and you guys don't really have anything to do with them, to be honest with you. I mean, I did mention in the emergency meeting that every type of advert has now been reintroduced onto my videos. It's kind of a way just to spike income again, because it sort of fell down a bit. But the other change,
try not to skip the ads.
Well, skippable ads are a thing.
Yeah, but try not to skip them.
Are you working for YouTube on The Secret?
No, I'm working for you.
Fair enough.
Skip the ads, he doesn't get paid.
Fair enough, yeah. Yes, agreed. Anyway, so the other change that you guys will notice is at the end of episodes there will be like a little outro before the actual outro, which will say something like, thank you for watching, subscribe, like,
share,
and all this kind of stuff.
I can't even speak now.
Can you not?
Subscribe, share, like, check out the socials, that's the word I was looking for, that kind of thing, isn't it?
It'll not be on every episode to begin with, but it will eventually. I mean, some of the older stuff will just have the usual format at the end, but the newer stuff will have this new ending. So
you'll change for the good. Yeah,
it's all changed for the good, and I'm excited about it because ultimately the main goal of all of this is to push the channel forward
and save your time
and save my time too. I like it when I get my sentences finished for me. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. You know,
stop moaning.
It's like having a little assistant.
I can't film for you. I can't edit for you.
No.
So I can just help you with getting out the word and the good message to everybody.
I suppose. It's good having a Nicky. Every household should have a Nicky.
That's not what you said before.
Well, what did I say before? What did I say before?
Come on, let's move on to the next thing.
Okay, there's one final thing, but just before we get to it, Nikki just reminded me that sometimes the shorts will be guess where I am as well, so that's not going to be completely forgotten about. That's still going to happen. It's just going to be in shorts format.
It's a popular thing, I think.
I think it is. Yeah, I think people like it, don't they? So it's
and if you did it on a short as well, it's kind of, you don't have to wade through. You know, or wait for another week for the answer.
Pretty much, no. So shorts will have the guess where I am as well. That's still going to be a thing. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is, you know, at the end of every Parish Noticeboard episode I have that little montage which shows you what's coming up in the week ahead. That, I think, has to be saved in some kind of format, even if it's not in these videos. So I think every week I'll just release a little sort of 5-minute montage, maybe less than 5 minutes, not even that, couple of minute montage of the coming week. Basically, they're easy enough to make, so they can stay put. I don't mind them. I don't know what day of the week to put it out on. Probably
Sunday.
Probably a Sunday.
Yeah, a Sunday. Do
Keep it on a Sunday.
You would do with a notice board, I think.
Okay.
Because then people watch your notice board to know what's coming up. So yeah, I'll keep it on a Sunday.
Okay, I'll keep it on a Sunday then, because I think that's worth saving. I think people do like that.
Yeah.
So that's going to stay put. And speaking of that, that's coming up right now for what's coming up next week. Thank you very much, everybody, for interacting with these Parish Noticeboard episodes. They've been a useful tool, but I think they've now reached their end, the natural end.
And also, I would say as well, a big thanks for the continued support, because whilst we've got the viewership, we've got some of you that like to donate in other ways to support the channel, whether that's buy me a coffee, PayPal, guess where I am. Super thanks, participating in the live broadcast as well and doing super thanks on them. And just by watching and taking the time to watch another video, it all helps to support the channel, and that is truly phenomenal.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm good at words, aren't I?
You're better than me. The amount of times I stumble over words, I might not have to worry about that so much now with these. So yeah, that's the end of this episode and the end of the notice board in general. So
it might come back at some point. It might come back for a few special events, I would have thought. Maybe Christmas.
Possibly Christmas. We might keep the Christmas one.
Yeah.
But
we like the Christmas one.
we do. Yeah, we like the Christmas one. It's a nice way to end the year, isn't it? So yeah, that might stay.
Yeah.
That might stay, but I'll make a decision on that later. But for now, this has been the last parish notice board on the channel, and this is what's coming up next week. I've been Andy, also known as the Village Idiot, and that's been Nikki, also known as Mrs. TVI, and we're out.